This is the original sin, the Collective Intelligence Network. Hello, sinners, and welcome to the Collective Intelligence Network. Sinners, my Collective Intelligence Network agents. And today I'd like to talk to you about wicked problems. These are the problems that are way bigger than any one person can solve and resolve. They're very dynamic, they're very complex, they're very integrated a lot of times. There's a lot of incorporated aspects which are very hard to be able to discern at first glance, or not even first glance, once you delve into something. And so what I'd like to be able to talk about is how this network can potentially be used to help us work through those wicked problems. And by working through those wicked problems, I would liken it to something like Wikipedia, wherein people will provide contributions to that platform, which is their knowledge of what they know about something. And some of these things have been properly qualified in terms of peer-reviewed resources or academic papers, etc., etc. And those things that have been put in that are clearly wrong or false or not correct, which I guess I've just said many times over. All those things are the same, though because of the sheer volume of people who are actually involved in contributing to this, we can have something that is more refined and correct overall, even though sometimes things may be not quite right, but then the system, the mechanism, the collective, as it were, will invariably work to fix and resolve those issues. And apparently another example of this working is something called Fold It. And Fold It is a way where groups of people will help scientists work out how proteins actually fold. And this has resulted in many, many major sort of findings, scientific findings that are helping humanity and probably contributing to synthetic biology and a whole range of other things, which we're sort of going through right at this point in time in terms of the general purpose technologies that we're all being immersed in at the moment, which is artificial intelligence, obviously, quantum computing, synthetic biology, and automation and robotics. So that's all happening right now as we speak. And so in terms of wicked problems, I would like to get your help. Please put something in the spittoon, the comment section, with respect to a problem that you think the Collective Intelligence Network can help us work through and help us resolve. You obviously could put that thought into the comment section. However, I'd like you to do a little bit more than that. I'd like you to use a bit of a spit. So by that, I mean, you can solve the problem with individual thoughts. So what we're looking to do is to have all of us contribute by way of having our own insights, our own personal experiences, our way of looking at things, framing things, and coming up with an idea around that in terms of what it is you think might be able to help us progress this problem through to another level, to another stage. You know, solving world poverty, for example. Isn't that a wicked problem? However, I digress slightly. And so then once we have enough spit solving problems of individual thought in that spittoon, the comment section, together we'll see what's spat back. And by that I mean we'll solve the problems all together. So we'll all have a look at everything else that everybody else has written in there around this subject, this topic. And then once we have enough people sort of looking at that and contributing and being informed by what other people have had to say about something, then what we'll do is we'll go and put this all to our saints, which is our suggested artificial intelligence network thoughts. So that is to say, what we'll do, or what I'll do, or what you can even do, is just cut and paste the comments that are in the spittoon, and then put them into a large language model. There's plenty of them out there, plethora of them as it were, and see what it comes back with. And wouldn't it be interesting to see what the range of them actually come back with? Like, you've got your Chat GPT, and then you've got your Gemini, then you've got Bard, or whatever the next iteration is of whatever these platforms are evolving to and becoming, as it were. We all know that obviously they're becoming a lot smarter and a lot better at what it is they do. However, that said, we still need to have some human oversight. And by that, what I mean is that once we get our suggested artificial intelligence network thoughts from our saints when they've actually regurgitated, for want of another way to describe the way they've actually been able to look at the comments and pick out what's being said, what the patterns are, what the trends are, what the insights are, then we'll put that back into our collective intelligence network for all our sinners, our network agents to be able to have a look at. And that will then re-inform us on what we thought about what it was we were looking at. And then if something's clearly not right, then a bit like Wikipedia, then we can actually correct and amend whatever it is the artificial intelligence has come back with. So it's a furphy or something that's like obviously totally out there, then we can look at that and reframe it and recalibrate it. And then by putting that reconfigured amalgamation of all our insights back into our saints again, then what we're doing is we're leveraging up each time in terms of what we're working on. So we're actually getting a more refined version and ideally, hopefully, coming up with something that actually will work through these wicked problems. And I'm not going to say solve them, because I think the best you can hope to do is try and get a little bit ahead of whatever the problem is and just try and be the cutting edge, the leading way of thinking about something and doing something about that issue. So what are your thoughts? Hit us up, put it in the comment section, come up with those wicked problems. There's plenty of them out there. And collectively, all together, what we'll do is we'll break them up into little groups, as it were, because what I like to think of is something called a stop, which is suggested thoughts on passion projects. And clearly, I won't be able to be across every single project, although at the moment I can, obviously, because of our limited numbers. However, that said, once enough people are a part of this network, then those that gravitate towards a project, a passion project, something that they feel interested in or want to do something about because they're passionate about it. And passion is a big thing in this whole way of working through problems, because you need time to think about it, to research it, and then to participate in doing something about it. So obviously, you need to be passionate about what it is you're doing in that regard. So by having these stops, suggested thoughts on passion projects, then this whole network can be broken up into different conglomerates or different hives, as it were, of like-minded others who are all working on one area that they're all passionate and interested in. And then once there's enough input from us people, us humans, then let's get AI to go and have a look at it and see what it can come up with. And then keep it honest by us checking it and making sure, fact-checking, making sure that what it's telling us is accurate. And if it is, heck, run with it. So on that note, I would like to say, please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Participate, get involved. This is something that needs to happen, I believe, because all of us are smarter than one of us. And as much as I can spit in the spittoon, solve the problems of individual thought, which is what I've done with some of the other examples that I've put forward in earlier videos around ideas and concepts that I've worked on for a long time and thought about for a long time. I'd like to get more people involved, because diverse inputs equal much better outputs. And so on that note, I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.